Hey, what's up, everyone? This is going to be a Eurovision French game. Soviet versus Soviet, top versus bottom country swing. Um, the conscripts are coming out, the dogs are coming out to scout and fill up the buildings. To make Burger King. I don't know that's McDonald's or Burger King, but it's McBurger King. But I know the player on the bottom, he loves McDonald's. He goes to McDonald's at midnight every day, which is kind of odd. Who does it? So he's probably going to that McBurger King too, trying to get in that, trying to get one of his GIs into that building. So rival is the bottom player, the blue player, and the red player is the top. He's trying to draw in the minor, but he's actually a split second late when he got shot. I kind of knew that. I could see it coming. He's not. He's actually more of a Yuri player than blue player, but he could play Soviet not too bad. Your higher skill level is usually the country that you play the most. If you play allies, the most you're gonna be best at allies. You play Yuri, the most you're gonna be best at Yuri. And this guy, he's not. He really plays all three, but I mean, he's just. I think the top player. I think he's a Soviet player. We're not 100% sure. But I mean, it's simple logic. Yeah, whoever you play the most, you're gonna be the best at. But then sometimes, like, if you are allies player, there's a lot of misinformation going around, a lot of rumors going around saying, like allies are bad or something, like you should just master Soviet and you're gonna beat everybody. No, I mean allies, like, I'm gonna say somewhat balanced, where like if you're good at allies, you're gonna kick people's butt, But if you go to Soviet, you're gonna kick people's butt too. I mean, they actually did make an effort to balance it. So I mean, Soviet versus Soviet, it's more of a you had to have high tank IQ. If you don't have high tank IQ, your intelligence that has to do with tanks, you're not gonna be a good Soviet player. You had to have smart tanks, and know what you're doing. It's really, I mean, it's a fun game. I mean, even if you're noob, you're not gonna play against players at this high skill level if you're new. I mean, the quick match gives you players at your own skill level, so. They're all professionals. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what he thinks he's gonna attack. He's got more dogs than him, the blue player, and he's bottom, which is good. But actually, I think he has slightly less tanks in that area. Oh, I would not go in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And he just freaking had a run by minor, absorb a couple bullets. Okay, a little bit, not really attacking. Ooh, okay, he's losing a couple tanks. He had more dogs, but, I wanted to attack being 2 tanks behind. I think he was 2 tanks behind. I don't know if I counted right, because tanks are moving. It's hard to count sometimes. Counting is actually good, but they actually had to, like, make an eye judgment, does it look bigger or look smaller, and you could just judge by eyes without actually getting like a number like 9 tanks, 7 tanks, 8 tanks, and know how many dogs you have. Too many dogs is a waste of money. Oh, a lot of dogs is good. There's no desolator. Now, so he's making quite a few, now Red's starting to make a lot of dogs now. He is actually not a bad stretch because he could put a battle bunker on in the middle, which is pretty good. Oh, you just put a barracks in the middle and make desolators. Oh, Red has more crap now. So actually, Red has more, but actually, Blue should be. Oh man, he shouldn't have let him get his radar like that. That was bullshit. He shouldn't have let him get his radar, but he did. I think he's a little bit too defensive. He doesn't. And you gotta know, like, when you're Soviet, like, sometimes things get scary, but you just gotta fight even if it gets scary. You just gotta have the courage to fight. You can't just sit back and hide behind the sentry guns, and try to maneuver around. If your tanks are facing toward him, they should be a little stronger, because when the nozzle's pointing toward them, they fire right away and fire a little bit longer, and they don't have to turn to fire, so it fires faster, more immediately. So you should bring a Dessa up and try to sneak and get this tank. The dogs are starting to become less of a significant factor with his desolators and sentry guns, but they are still a significant factor, especially if he doesn't want to deploy his desolators, and the dogs could kill the desolators because he could. A lot of the times they don't even deploy them. Tesla troopers are slightly stronger versus Rhinos than desolators, but like they're weaker overall because of the desolation, and Tesla troopers I think have a little less range. And they kill other infantry. The desolators kill other infantry very easily, and the desolators do not actually. They're actually weak versus the infantry, but they're good versus tanks. So I would not make Tesla troopers here unless there's a Tesla choir. That's really the only reason. I actually had a game, but I didn't upload it, where the one player went and Heck freezes over, and they went to the center, and he tried to defend against a whole bunch of Rhino tanks with Tesla troopers, and it didn't work because the Rhino tanks is fast and they just maneuver around. But if you just fought straight up, and the tanks didn't move back, the Tesla troopers with the same amount of money could beat Rhino tanks, but in big numbers maybe not, but in small numbers I know they can. But anyway, more than normal amount of terror drones. So yeah, like I was saying, he does have the Tesla coil. I would actually prefer battle bunkers over that. Now, since he's a regular 2 player, he's actually going by his old build, most likely. And one thing, honestly, man, I would freaking put out that battle bunker right now. It kind of annoyed me that he's not. One thing, notice that he could actually make one more War Factory, the red player, before he sold his MCV. But because you actually have a little bit more money in Razor Revenge overall, and build speed earlier game is slower. So now he's got actually a lot of miners. He actually doesn't need any more miners. He actually needs to use his miners to fight eventually. The blue player is not gonna make a move. He should start sending like 2 miners to the gems, because when the ore's almost starting to run out, you got to start thinking about your next ore patch before it actually runs out totally, and then think about it. Because like it's getting to the point of diminishing returns and blah blah blah. You got to start mining. He's bringing in the miners. I would just kind of like use the miners as defense, not really try not to make a mistake with this. Is what I'm trying to say. Don't make a mistake with this miners. You don't want to lose the miners just for the hell of it and stuff. But that Tesla coil is gonna be somewhat insignificant because there's so many damn units. But it's gonna battle bunk, like 2 or 3 battle bunks would be better. But and then the Soviet could go around the other way. Now it's gonna be a little bit crazy now. I hit the Desolator right now because I think more red tanks we could hit than blue tanks. And it was just a split second where I would have hit it right there, but oh, he can't freaking fire. He has to have to keep the tanks firing forward. If he's moving away, he's gonna lose. Come on, blue player. And he's using their infantry very well. The red player, look at their conscripts and dogs using well. Now he's selling off. The blue player has to keep the tanks facing forward. That's where you're the strongest, when you're facing forward. When you're driving sideways or driving backwards, your tanks are not as strong with firing. I mean, the strength is obviously the same, but it's just the aim is the strength through the aim is what I'm trying to say. So it looks like freaking red basically outplayed him. I mean, you can't really lie right there. I mean, doesn't mean he's a better player, but he outplayed him this game at least. But it was a good game though. I mean, it was an interesting game, and a lot of terror drones was a pretty interesting, good game, guys.